So, Tony, the reason you're in today is just to talk a little bit about the project Who Let the Dads Out. It's been going for how many years, gents?
20 years.
20 years, okay. So, for anyone who's never heard of it, give us the broad brushstrokes. What is Who Let the Dads Out?
Okay, yeah. So Who Let the Dads Out is it's a project for dads and their children. So it's encouraging churches or organisations to set up a group for dads and their children to spend time together, really. Typically a Saturday morning group when dads are more likely to be available.
So when you started it, and Tony, let's talk about it from the point that you kind of came into the fray, and this desire to encourage men to spend more time with kids, to spend more time in community with other men. Like, how did you? Was that a hard thing to do? Like, was it hard to encourage men to come along? Because men are probably less inclined to do that sort of thing for whatever reason. So, what was the initial uptake like?
It was surprisingly good, but I think you're right. I think a lot of the men who came along early doors probably came along and were saying things like, "I'm not sure why I'm here, but my wife told me to be here," or "My wife literally delivered me here, so here I am." And
could you see the nail marks on the door? Don't make me.
Don't make me do it, please. There's certainly a story about a guy who it took him 3 months to get there because the first 2 times he walked down the road pushing the pram or the pushchair with his child in and just kept going because he couldn't bring himself across the threshold of the building.
I want to know what you guys think is the reason behind this then, because I've now been to enough kids' parties where, I mean, I've got 2 nieces and a nephew, and now I've got a 2 and 4-year-old. And there's something about kids' parties where all the kids are kind of doing stuff and they're playing together, and the dads do seem to just kind of like awkwardly stand shoulder to shoulder, muttering away. And it does seem to be like, whereas a lot of the women seem to be in the thick of it, catching up, how you doing? Whereas with guys, it feels like there's a barrier of sorts. Like, what do you think's behind that?
Male reserve, maybe? I don't know. I mean, I think some dads do just fall into it really well, but other dads are quite maybe introverted and shy and retiring. And so they feel a bit vulnerable and a bit out there, I think. But they're coming with their child, and that gives them a reason to be there. So I think they can find comfort and a place of protection really by being a dad looking after their children. So that's great as well.
I think often we need to know what the rules are, don't we? And perhaps in a children's party, we're not really sure exactly what the rules are. We feel a bit uncomfortable in that. And I think you're right. That's the key to Who Let the Dads Out, is that people come and we make them feel comfortable. So we give them a bacon butty and a cup of tea. And
it's a nice inn, isn't it? A bacon butty.
And yeah, it is. Yeah, food. I mean, food does relax people, doesn't it, as well? And also they know what they're there for. It's Who Let the Dads Out. They're there as dads. It's for dads. It's exactly for them. So I think that sort of settles people down as well. And still, people find it difficult to settle, but we all do in certain situations. But generally, I think it's just that understanding of why I'm here, what I'm here for, and understanding those rules make it go much more smoothly.
Yeah, and once they've experienced it a little bit, they know that, they understand that, and then they're much more relaxed and comfortable.
Yeah, I'm always more comfortable when I've got a bacon sandwich in my hand. I'll be honest.
Yeah, red or brown sauce.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Do you know what? Always used to be red. The older I get, the more I think I want that little tang.
So
really? I've gone brown.
Really? Have you? You've
shan't
changed.
Be going back either.
And smoked or unsmoked bacon?
Typically unsmoked.
Unsmoked. Tony,
Yeah.
what are your preferences?
I've always said unsmoked, but Helen, who buys our bacon, has recently gone smoked, and I've been quite enjoying it actually.
Okay.
So
yeah, we've just turned this into the Science of the Bacon Butty podcast,
Okay.
which is really interesting.
It is really interesting. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed that or found it helpful, please do click the like button. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about all our latest videos. And finally, if you're in a position right now to support Care for the Family, you can do so following the link in the video description. As a thank you to you, we'll send you a load of resources for you and your family. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.